Hello and welcome to this edition of The Breeze TV. I'm Lauren Drake.
And I'm Michael Comer. Today we're going to take you inside the brand new UREX ropes course, find out what has students talking on the quad, and oh yeah, a president visited JMU this past week, so we've got a lot to cover.
But first we're going to start with the grand opening of the new ropes course.
JMU's long-awaited ropes course recently opened. Over 80 students, faculty, and community members gathered for ziplining, hot chocolate, and the big unveiling. The ropes course, located at University Park, has been in the process of planning for over a year now, but construction began in June. The Breeze's Bradford Ambrose has the complete report.
I'm Bradford Ambrose for The Breeze, and I'm out here at U Park for the grand opening of the Team Challenge course.
You should know this project we just completed has been part of the vision for University Park for about 10 years. And there were times we wondered if it would ever come to fruition. Building this is not typical. It's not like buildings or other things. And but with the effort and dedication of a lot of good people, we're proud to share the story about how this came about and the great things it'll do for the JMU community.
Well, you get to climb up the rope ladder, which was pretty scary because you don't feel like you're attached to anything. It's just like one small rope. But then when you get up there, it's really great. It's beautiful. You get to see the mountains all around. And then when you jump off onto the zip line, it's really scary just jumping off first, but it was really fun.
Well, zip lines really freak me out because they're so high. But it's always hardest to get up there. But once you're on it, it's amazing. It's great. So it was really fun. And I'm really excited that this is here because I get to push myself now.
I'm sure not a lot of other colleges have this kind of thing, so I'm really glad that we do. So yeah, I mean, I loved it. It's definitely a good experience to have if you have not done it before. Definitely come out here if you have the chance. That's what I would say to anybody.
Virginia gubernatorial candidate Carrie McAuliffe campaigned with former President Bill Clinton at a rally in the festival conference room. Over 1,000 students, faculty, and community members attended this event. McAuliffe faces Republican candidate Ken Cuccinelli on November 5th.
Our mainstream ticket views bipartisanship as a necessity because issues like jobs, transportation, and education are not partisan issues. Their Tea Party ticket is proposing an education plan that would divert money away from the public schools. I promise you, as governor, we are not going to take any money out of our public schools, folks. We need to make sure that everybody in this room has access to financial aid so that you can afford to go to the institutions that you want to go to. The last thing I want is for any of you to graduate from college with a lot of debt and no job, and that's what I'm going to work on for you every single day as governor. When we know that science, technology, engineering, and math skills will be in high demand, we have to reform the standards of learning so that our schools are actually measuring progress on subjects instead of teaching memorization. We must ensure that Virginia continues to be a leader in higher education. We must attract the best jobs in the world. We must expand health coverage for the 400,000 Virginians. We must invest in education, our teachers, our parents, and our students. We must protect voting rights for all Virginians. We must be a state where gay Virginians are treated equally. And we must ensure that women have access to the quality care that they deserve.
And Virginia has so many assets. It's really important that somebody get up every day thinking about how to build them up instead of how to tear the people up over some issue that won't shape the future, though it could wreak terrible injustice. Interdependence means that whether we like it or not, we are going to share the future. So the real question is, what are the terms on which we will share the future? What do you want? I think the only objective that makes sense is to say we want shared opportunity, shared prosperity, shared responsibilities, and a shared sense of community. We don't want to obliterate our differences. They are important, and they make life more interesting. But we have to believe that our common humanity matters more than that. That's the only way to get through this thicket. All over the world, there's a global shortage of jobs, especially for the young. In America, there's a big job problem for middle-aged people who need to work another 10 or 20 years, who lost their jobs in the financial crash and either can't get new ones or can't get ones paying what they made before. These are serious problems. They do not have easy solutions. They have global implications. Does anybody seriously think we're going to address these problems if we spend all our time fighting over this other stuff and majoring in the minors? And for all of you who are young, you just remember this. If you want an interdependent world of shared prosperity, shared opportunities, and shared responsibilities, you have got to have one that is inclusive and works on a cooperation model, not a conflict model.
Well, it's no secret that the name of the Washington Redskins has been creating a lot of controversy lately. Is the name offensive to Native Americans? The Breeze's Jesse Burr asked that exact same question to students on the quad.
This is Jesse Burr with Quad Talk, and today we're asking students about what they feel about the Redskins name.
I don't think it's offensive, and I don't think they should be forced to change it either. I'm a big believer in individual rights, and I don't think a group should be able to force an owner to change the team's name. So I think, and I hope that the name stays.
The Redskins should change everything possible because they suck.
I don't think the Redskins should change their name just because, I mean, it's kind of like what they've always stuck to, kind of like what people know them by.
I really don't have a problem with the Redskins name or their logo because I just think it's a name. I don't think they're trying to harm anybody or make anybody feel bad from it.
It's homecoming week at JMU, which means the Purple Out tradition continues. Several thousand t-shirts were distributed on the festival lawn.
And those are the top headlines for the day.
Sports Center, hosted by Bradford Ambrose, Wayne Epps Jr., and Haley Thompson is next. But first, complete coverage of the JMU versus William & Mary football game.
Coming into Saturday's game, JMU had a 5-2 overall record, with both losses coming in away games. JMU looked to change that stat in Williamsburg.
Let me tell you, William & Mary played good. Give their guys credit. Did a nice job. I told Coach Laycock after the game they whipped us fair and square. You know, I don't know if the conference champion, I guess that kind of throws that a little bit because Maine certainly is in the driver's seat. But, you know, we just need to play good on the road. You know, we need to play good, and there's a lot of teams with their feelings hurt. Like, you know, we got our feelings hurt tonight, but it's a new week, and you know, we have got to play better on offense than we did tonight against a good team. We just got to. I mean, I thought our defensive kids played super, and we've got to play better.
They did what they've been showing on film, outside, inside zone. They didn't show any naked, which we saw on film. Pretty much the same thing they've been doing, you know, all year. You know, I guess, you know, They did a good job and they executed. And although they didn't have the yards they probably wanted, they did what they needed to do to win the game. So.
We played very well. We mixed in the pressures real well. I thought we covered well. I thought we got great pressure on the quarterback, and we just played football. And we felt like we should have beat them up there last year, and we didn't. And we didn't want to let this one slip away, that's for sure. And we put it down and took care of it.
The Dukes are home next Saturday as they face Villanova for homecoming. Kickoff is set for 2:30 on NBC Sports Network. In Williamsburg, Bradford Ambrose, The Breeze, Video HD.
And now it's time for this week's Sports Center. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Breeze Sports Center. I'm your host Bradford Ambrose. Alongside me Wayne Epps Jr. and Haley Thompson, sports editors at the Breeze. And Wayne, we're going to start off with football. They lost this past weekend at William & Mary, a tough 17-7 loss.
Right. Yeah, they obviously struggled on offense. Had that one touchdown to begin in the second quarter, but other than that, they really couldn't do too much. They had really struggled on third down conversions, keeping drives going. They were only 5 of 17 on third down conversion, so really struggling there. And so they would have put together some decent drives, but again, they couldn't keep the ball on third down. And a lot of drives just stalled out, and they weren't able to capitalize on them. Then they had the biggest play of the game, the block punt in the third quarter. Had a chance to put some more points on the board, but William & Mary blocked that punt, and I feel like that was a really big momentum shift right there. And they ended up going down the field and scoring their first touchdown to the block punt, and after that, it was a whole different game. So the defense, as always, played really well. Stephon Robertson, co-defensive player of the week. He had 15 tackles, but again, the offense is still struggling to find their groove. Kind of been inconsistent this year, so we'll see how they do kind of moving forward.
All right, let's talk about some good news. Women's soccer CAA regular season champs.
Right, yeah. This is the first outright championship. They'd tied before. It's the first outright CAA championship in the program history. And then this is Coach Dave Lombardo's 24th season here too, so it's nice to see that for them. They have a first-round bye this week. The CAA tournament actually starts this weekend, but they have a first-round bye. Because they're the number one seed, the champions, they host the tournament next weekend. They'll play either UNCW or Hofstra next Friday here at U Park. Then if they win that game, they'll play in the championship game on Sunday. And talking to the players this afternoon, they said that they really love to play William & Mary. To kind of hand them back a loss, because William & Mary has been one of the top teams in the CAA the past few years, so they kind of like to stick it back at them. So we'll see how it goes next weekend here in Harrisonburg.
Okay, Haley, men's soccer not faring so well. They're just trying to stay alive in the CAA tournament.
Yeah, they actually handed Drexel they defeated Drexel last weekend, so it's kind of looking up for them. Obviously, Josh Grant is the leader for the team offensively. Hopefully he can, kind of rally them together to pull it out, because they're in, a very much a must-win situation for the CAA.
All right, and let's shift gears and talk about field hockey. They're in a must-win situation. Haley?
Yeah, they're kind of looking at the same thing as men's soccer is. They right now are actually next to last, seated in the CAA, with only Towson behind them, who hasn't won a game yet this season. Field hockey is going through a very tough time right now, obviously losing their coach and having a new one. But last I talked to the players, they're all very optimistic, and so are the coaches about everything. So they had their first home loss this past weekend against Drexel, so that was disappointing, but they have their final 2 CAA games against Hofstra and Northeastern this coming weekend, so hopefully they'll be able to pull those out and advance into the tournament.
All right, and you've got some basketball news too.
Yeah, there'll actually be 2 basketball exhibition games this weekend. Wayne, you want to talk about those?
Yeah, the women's team will be playing Linear Rhine here at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday. Then the men's team will turn around and play Philadelphia University. They played them last year in the exhibition game. They'll play them again this year at 2:30 here at the Convocation Center. So the men's teams, both the men's and women's teams, trying to get sort out a couple things before they both play UVA next Friday, November 8th. The women will play them here, and the men will travel down to Charlottesville to play UVA. So let's see how those games go. It'll be interesting to see. Especially the men's team with all the freshmen they have. It'll be interesting to see how they come out and play their first public game.
Right. And I saw Brady said that he actually doesn't want to redshirt any freshmen, so it looks like it will be a very strong, very young team this year.
Yeah.
Like they were last year. We've got some seasons closing down. We've got basketball, just starting up. Let's talk about football. Let's preview the football game this weekend against Villanova for homecoming. The Dukes will be home in action. They are 5-2, 2-2 in the CAA. Dropped from William & Mary last week. Villanova is 4-4, 3-2 in the CAA.
Right. Yeah. Of course, the 3-2 record, play one more game than we have so far in the CAA. So they're one of the 6 teams sitting ahead of us right now in the CAA standing. So it's going to be an uphill climb for JMU to try to win the CAA to get a playoff berth. We're currently out of some playoff projections already, so it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to be down the road, down the stretch here. I feel like they definitely probably will have to win all these rest of these games to have a chance to put themselves in position. Maine is up here undefeated, 4-0 in the CAA, and they're 7-1 overall. So that just gives you an idea of where some other teams are sitting at and where the JMU will have to climb to have a chance. So it'll be interesting to see how they do against the Wildcats. And of course, homecoming will be a lot of energy here. Probably a sellout here at Bridgeport. So we'll see how they kind of respond to the loss at William & Mary this weekend.
All right, it'll be interesting indeed to see if that team can bounce back. All right, for Haley, Wayne, I'm Bradford. Thanks for watching.
And that'll do it for this installment of The Breeze TV.
Have a great week.